Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Okay, let's see. Combat points. And we're just recruising through to get back to where we were. Hello, enemies. Oh, that's right. Unrenewal dominates.
Look sharp.
These ones can run rings around us.
Damn it.
I can handle it.
Thunder field.
Going in. Denied.
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and the funneling to me.
Chinese supernova.
Inferno.
You're mine!
Chinese supernova.
Try this!
Lunar
Take
arc.
this! Explosive
I'm
ray!
on a roll. Guys,
Anything normal is all mine.
this one's mine. Chinese supernova.
Prepare to be sealed! You're mine!
Oh, too shy to come over.
Nice. Down a lot of healing already, actually. Which is kinda
Any
weird.
injuries?
I didn't notice that when I was checking, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Combat points. Oh shit, I didn't see how many I got.
Right, here goes!
Going in.
Pierce evil.
Dragon Swarm!
Time to shine.
Freeze
Dragon
laser.
Soul. I'll stop its charge.
As if the normal creepy crawlies aren't disgusting enough.
Burn in hell!
Time to shine. Flag assault. Leave the charge
Demon
to me.
Face!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare Demolisher.
Here's a healing arc.
Shield
In a
and
bind?
knife.
First aid.
Piercing roar.
Searing flame. Reload.
On guard.
Here's a healing arc.
Oh,
Going in.
Try this!
Lightning
Denied.
ray.
Rending blast!
Magna
Look
ray.
sharp.
Annihilation.
Shattering
Piercing.
Flaming meteor.
Strike!
Lion power.
Lightning
Piercing
roar.
roar.
Do it! Demon! You picked the wrong fight!
Explosion.
No further!
Maximum burst. Flaming
Here I
meteor.
come.
Inferno
Rising Wyvern.
crossing. Going in.
Rising Falcon!
Appreciate the help.
Dragon Swarm!
she has an aerial light art too, doesn't she? Oh yeah, Celestial Hammer.
Let the marksman handle this.
And she has a double jump.
Glacial fire.
Rising
Celestial
Wyvern!
hammer.
Oh, that kind of wrecks.
Shattering the pieces. Attack.
How much damage it does.
Burning strike.
Glacial spear. Evil.
The flame inside me!
Flaming
Freeze
meteor.
lancer.
Denied.
Coming through! Ha! Now!
Also, I'm so high up in the air right now.
Scarlet Inferno!
Oh, that reset me.
Not today!
I'll heal you all.
Going in.
Do it. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
Am I on a roll or what?
25 is not that
bright
good.
and shiny mood.
They do not set this place up to be very good to grind. Oh, I think I lost it.
Out of my
I'll
way.
heal you all. Celestial hammer.
Flaming meteor.
Oh, that's right. Those guys don't.
So much for talking it out.
Here's evil. Freeze lancer. Whistle.
Ready and raring.
Here goes. On
Save you.
Annihilation.
flaming meteor.
Prepare to be sealed! Stand back! I'll trip it up. An astral arch?
That's
You
my
picked the
cue.
wrong fight! Shut him down!
Here goes.
Flag assault.
Kisara. Frozen.
Hammer.
Got Magna ray.
Flaming meteor.
Thunder field.
Good.
Any injuries?
Yeah, I dropped it. God damn it. I was hustling too. I wonder if since I don't have any time pressure here, I'm just gonna see if this encounter back here with all the rocks reset. Yes, it did. Okay. I'll fight it too.
Hi, Hoodle.
Going in.
Sonic.
Rising Falcon!
If it's in the sky, it's
Going
gone.
in.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf.
Here's a healing art.
Far enough! Thunder Field!
Make it rain.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone.
Gotcha! Here!
Take this!
Lightning on the water! Gotcha!
Look sharp. Here, let me help.
No! You do!
Aid.
Take this!
Celestial Hammer!
Blazing meteor. Inferno crossing.
I'll heal you all!
This one's mine. Inferno crossing.
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and
These are-
shiny mood.
Insanely valuable. They drop so many. How did I get 13 of these? I actually don't remember. I should probably use some of these. Wait, what is it? It says it raises endurance. Oh, okay. So this is resistance. It's weird that they swapped that to endurance, but it actually makes more sense than this. Well, kind of. Resistance is just usually elementally associated. Everybody is pretty balanced at this, interestingly enough. Hey Fuzzy, no you didn't miss anything. I just got back to where I was before I left. And I just went through it and went ahead and used one of every thingamabob. Just in case it helps. Don't really know what's up ahead, you know, so I'll probably go ahead and dump some. Faster magic charge is very tempting. 720 for Omelette. Wait, what's this? Managed to charge. Oh, that's also really good and much more expensive. Oh, I can get that for cheaper in this and finish it. Art casting different combos. I want too many things. I'll take this one. I need to come down here and grab this. And the evade distance is good as well. Choose. I'll probably take this boosted BG at the start. I kind of want to grab it on this. I'm just going to grab that one because it uses more of the SP than I have banked. It's the same effect, and this one's a cheap one that I can grab hopefully on the down low at some point. AG recovery for 1200. Elemental attack boost when full, also 50 elemental attack. AG restored upon enemy defeat. Ailment rate. Yeah. And I'm just a little... God, I'm so few points shy of being able to get both of those. It's like, just pick this up for the free 20 pen at 960, even though I don't care as much about this. This is more valuable to me for in the short term. But I can grab this very soon, or even if I end up with more points than that. She's got 3, 4. All of the emblems that she has active right now, if I get enough points, I can close them all out and give her huge stat boosts. For honestly not that much SP. She's like really close to a lot of them being done. Evasion distance would be cool, but not enough points. So crits, AG restored from crits, weak point damage. This is kind of, I think, a bit of a sleeper ability in how good it is. Because you're always in a crit sometimes, so it's just free extra AG for pressure if you're getting lucky on crits. Awakening attack, early over limit. I want this, but I also want to just finish this one. I just need a lot more to get there. This would have been an okay choice as well for the stats, but Dohalim. See, he's got crit AG restore there as well. Oh, he's got a couple of them. This one's only 1,000. We could get that. We could combo. We could get this, finish it, 30 pen, and pick that up. Perfect card. Or a perfect dodge. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do this. That's a nice tight point spend. Shion's probably the one who got the rawest end of the deal, but she gets a big power spike now for the next few abilities that she unlocks. So that's good. All right. Let's see what's up ahead. Is it going to give me the warning again? No. Interesting. Oh, maybe yes.
Soon, we might very well learn the truth behind Shion's thorns. As well as my own past, I have to be ready to face anything. Whatever happens.
Whatever happens. All right, we're going for it.
I'm determined to save Shion and Dana. Nothing I learn can change that.
Ah. This looks familiar.
Hold up, you guys.
What is it?
I want to look through that room over there. I'm curious what we'll find.
That's the room you visited in your past, right? Sure. We can check it out.
What if I just try to walk away?
We should go through that room some more before we move on.
You gonna invisible wall me, huh? All right. Get ready for your minds to get blown by the story. It's coming in hot.
This looks like some kind of research facility.
A laboratory secreted away in the Forbidden Zone. Why am I past being surprised at this point?
Looks pretty deserted.
Let's check it out. It might give us a new lead.
For the people of Lenegis, the Forbidden Zone is the stuff of dreams. Yet here I am, standing within its hallowed halls.
It's off limits even for lords, then? Talk about an exclusive club.
Being exclusive is one thing, but how many important facilities let in only the Sovereign? Doesn't that seem a little strange?
Strange doesn't cover it. If it was only one room, maybe. But a place on this scale? How did they keep it from falling into ruin? Whoever the Sovereign is, they can't manage the upkeep of this whole place themselves.
Did no one ever talk about it when you were growing up?
No, not that I can remember. Then again, Sovereigns and Forbidden Zones weren't exactly breakfast table conversations.
The Forbidden Zone is a hallowed place, at one with the Sovereign's authority, grounds of the one true ruler who presides over all Renans. That is what we believed this place to be. No, what we were made to believe it was. But now, it is finally time to discover this area's true purpose, and why it was kept hidden behind the scenes for so long.
Got tables and got charts. There's some plants and stuff. Operating table. Many subjects undoubtedly never came back alive from their operations on this. I mean, I don't know about undoubtedly. That's kind of a fucked up way to think about it, but okay. Motherfucking plants and shit. Let's see. Showing this room's equipment, it hasn't been used in a long time. Showing Lenegis structures, you can see pipes for transporting astral energy sticking out of them. A notice: this area will now be shut down as the project proceeds to the final phase. Oh, good. We're in the final phase, are we? Equipment for storing human bodies, whether it held living or dead ones, they're all empty now. Alright. This has been a pleasant romp through this area. Some really lovely atmosphere and decor.
I think I can make this work.
Well, can you make head or tail of it?
These are experiment records by the looks of it. Reams of them, dating back hundreds of years. Let's see. A
Maybe
composite
approximately
being
300?
capable of controlling Dahnan astral energy so as to convert its molecular and elemental makeup. The creation of a governing central figure, taking the form of a Dahnan. Codename Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Wait, there's more. Research into utilizing force field crystals for the purpose of stable astral energy containment. That must be the Master Cores. With all this raw data, there's bound to be records here somewhere about the Maiden and the Lords, too.
About the Lords? Why would they be on there?
Think about it. The Lord's crests are clearly of a piece with those of both the Sovereign and the Maiden. Not to mention the fact that the contenders to the crown are selected from otherwise regular Renan citizens. In other words, it may be that all Renans are unwittingly being made subject to some kind of grand scheme.
What about the Sovereign? Does it say anything else?
Where do I start? All I've read so far is the headlines. There's so much here. To sift through all of it would require specialized... Wait.
What is it? Did you find something?
It's a list of names, with the title, Test Subjects, Sovereign. It's your call.
Read it.
There must be dozens of test subjects listed here. Hundreds even. All of them failures. Wait, I think I've found one that was successful. Test subject number 1273. Ethnicity, NA. Unique adjustment index, generation, NA. Given name, Alphen.
They've re-engineered me. Right here in this lab.
Alphen.
It's fine, really. What about the others? Was I the only one?
I don't think so, no. There's gotta be one.
Test subject number 10105.
Yeah.
Ethnicity, NA. Unique Adjustment Index Generation NA. Given name, Volron.
Volron? But that means...
He's only sovereign because someone made him that way too.
He's the last one. In 3 centuries worth of records, you and Volron are the only 2 subjects on whom the experiment was a success.
But what about the winners of the crown contests? Does this mean that none of them were ever crowned sovereign after all?
There's no crowning. Unless you consider being a lab
Upon
rat
victory,
crowned.
the Sovereign shall return to Rena and rule over Rena and Lenegis combined. When a new Sovereign is decided, the outgoing monarch shall relinquish their post and live out the rest of their days on Rena. So we were told. But according to these records, there have only ever been 2 Sovereigns, neither of whom had anything to do with the crown contest. It's all lies, including the part about the Sovereign residing in Rena. The crown contest was never about deciding a new ruler. It must always have been devised for some other purpose.
I'm pretty sure we're reading that
Even
purpose right
supposing
now.
that's true, someone must have been in charge for the past 3 centuries, right? If it wasn't the Sovereign, then who was it?
Crown contests have been held this whole time, in spite of the fact that there was already a Sovereign. Me. Meaning that for the past 300 years, someone out there has to have been maintaining that lie. The same person I'm willing to bet is behind all this.
The Red Woman?
It's possible. But that doesn't necessarily mean she's the mastermind behind this scheme. She could be working for someone else. Someone back on the Renan homeworld.
Either way, it's fair to say she's definitely involved somehow.
What about the data records? Is there no other information that could help us?
Not that I can see. Just file upon file of experiment results. There's nothing here about who's behind all this, or what their endgame is, unfortunately. I've barely managed to scratch the surface, mind you. You won't be able to read through it all, but you're welcome to take a look through what you can, while we're here.
I'll do that.
So this is where Alphen became the Sovereign, and Volron as well. The significance of this location would suggest...
Hey, it looks like the terminals in here turned on too.
We should look through them. They might contain valuable information.
Are you just going to keep standing around or what?
Oh,
Sorry,
zip
I'm
it,
just
Shion.
getting prepped over here.
I think we have to get rid of the butterfly wings. I think it's finally time. I don't know that I have a better attachment to use on Dohalim, but he's too active in cutscenes right now, and he keeps blocking people. I also think I'm gonna swap him to the monocle because I want to see his eyes. Yeah, I don't have a good... I could give him an eye patch and a mono. Just gonna give him the Hoodle doll. I was actually thinking about taking the sunglasses off of Law as well, which might be blasphemy. But it sort of dawned on me at the same time that I can't see his eyes either. Yeah, fuck it. He gets the little wings. He gets the little shitty wings. He still has to be an edgelord, so mission accomplished.
Only 2 sovereigns in over 300 years. So why has the experiment only succeeded twice in all this time? And if that's the case, why keep on doing it?
Bad science.
Was there really no other way? Or could there be some other reason?
Dohalim.
Forgive me.
Alphen.
I'm fine. I'm just a little shaken, that's all. I knew what I was already, so it's not like it's a surprise or anything. But it's strange. I've got all this rage inside of me, but I don't even know who it's for. I'm scared that I'll put a face to it, just to have someone to blame.
If that were to happen, then No. Then we'd help you fight it, before you ever got that far. Wouldn't we, everyone?
Yeah, we wouldn't just sit by and watch you spiral out of control.
That's right. No good can come from being consumed by hatred.
If you ever start to lose your way, you can count on us to guide you back. To remind you where home is.
And I would be happy to lend an attentive ear, should you ever have need.
Thank you, everyone. I think I'll be okay now.
I'm gonna take just like a quick minute or two AFK. I'll be right back. Sorry, guys. Thanks for waiting. Appreciate it. Just wanted to clear up a couple things before it gets too late, and we're all good. So let's read some stuff. Let's read this one. Topic to explore. Lords. Each crown contest, 5 of the best qualified members of the Renan populace are chosen to act as lords, vying to serve as the next sovereign. During your tenure, they are granted level 3 authority as well as one of 5 elemental realms to administer and its corresponding master core. They are also assigned an ID crest indicating their designated element. The selection process is based only on astral artistry and physical and mental aptitude. Other variables such as age have no bearing whatsoever. Because only the strongest go on to become lords, the position itself does not inherently make any individual any stronger. It should be noted, however, that lords are not the only individuals capable of drawing out a Master Core's powers. All Renans must take part in the selection process, and acceptance of the position is mandatory. It is not allowed for those deemed suitable to decline. Furthermore, in the event that an acting lord is incapacitated and can no longer serve in their position, a replacement must be quickly prepared. The following is a report on the second successful case of Sovereign Test Subject Experimentation. Test Subject 10105, given name Volron, generation and unique adjustment index, ethnicity, all is sub is NA. Although subject possesses high latent potential, it exhibits significant mental instability along with a strong distaste for following orders. As such, the risks it poses surpass even those of the last successful subject, itself a failure, and is therefore under consideration for disposal. Addendum. This is the first successful case in 300 years. Previously mentioned risk factors are now mitigated due to established control protocols. Subject is to be evaluated under the assumption that Plan 2 will proceed and will be dispatched to Dana under the guise of serving as a lord. Oh my goodness. Okay. Master Cores. Master Cores are instruments of power containing astral energy that belongs to one of the 6 elements. 5 of these Master Cores, those with earth, fire, water, wind, and light, are loaned to Renan Lords at the time of the Crown Contest. Only the Dark Master Core is maintained inside the Forbidden Zone until the Renaissance is ready to be reformed, its existence kept top secret. Underneath the Master Core's spherical outer layer is a force field crystal used for the purpose of astral energy containment stabilization. Inside the force field, astral energy is stored in a dormant state. For the duration of their tenure, each lord competes in the Crown Contest to amass their allotted type of astral energy. In the event of an emergency, each lord may be allowed to withdraw from their respective stock of astral energy as necessary. However, the extent allowed is determined based on their own individual strength. Addendum 1. Design flaws have been discovered in how the Renaissance materializes. Be advised that active Master Cores may resonate with other Master Cores located in close proximity and become unstable. Addendum 2. Due to successful regeneration of the Renaissance, Master Cores will cease to be deployed and the Crown Contest will be permanently halted. Oh. What? So in all that time, they never successfully regenerated the Renaissance either? Spirit cores are end terminals used for the collection of astral energy. When embedded in a biological subject, it establishes connections throughout its body. These connections are used to amass astral energy generated from physical activity, which is then emitted from the host body itself. Because this emitted energy is prone to diffuse, the host must be placed within range of a spirit vessel for the energy to be collected. This means that Danans must be employed to harvest the astral energy for the purpose of the Crown Contest. Given the difficulty in producing them, it is advised that spirit cores be retrieved from host bodies and reused upon their death. Spirit cores can also be embedded in Zeugles to control them via astral arts. Addendum: increased physical load on a host body tends to produce increased astral energy emissions. Final confirmation of ideal workload to impose on host bodies without inducing death for maximum astral energy yields is still pending. Sweet. Very cool stuff. Love that. Lenegis, a large-scale astral energy converter that primarily converts the elemental composition of Dana's astral energy and transmits it to Rena. Activation and control of astral energy conversion is achieved by placing the Sovereign, Maiden, and Renis Alma within the central core of Lenegis. Oh. It is comprised of classified and essential personnel. Wait, hold on. There's a typo here somewhere. Oh. Lenegis is comprised of classified and essential personnel residence zones around a large conduit, along with a defensive layer surrounding them. This outer layer is deployed upon activation, unlocking the central conduit, while simultaneously functioning as the stabilization mechanism. Due to its design, deployment of the outer layer is expected to cause damage to residential zones. However, because that only takes place during the final stage of the spirit channeling ceremony, no contingency plan to address said damage is needed. Until that phase, Lenegis serves as the central base of operations for the management and execution of the Crown Contest on Dana. Warning, any personnel with level 3 authority or lower is strictly forbidden from the classified zone. Any violators will be immediately executed. Ah, this is the wedge. A massive spirit vessel placed on Dana for the spirit channeling ceremony. It serves as the tip of Lenegis' conduit from which it separates. Upon landing in Danan waters, it extends 2 sets of conducting pathways. The vertical pathways connect to the center of Dana. Meanwhile, the horizontal pathways proceed to envelop the entire surface of Dana. Once activated, it links to the biological spirit vessels placed in each realm, efficiently harvesting the planet's astral energy en masse. The accumulated energy is then transmitted to Rena via Lenegis. Because construction and adjustment take place in the Forbidden Zone's regulator area, Lenegis' outer layer must be deployed prior to launch. Intended to function semi-autonomously, only maintenance personnel are expected to manually interface with it when necessary. No other personnel is required for it to function. Addendum 1. Detachable Harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. Addendum 2. Detachable Harvester 2's landing point will remain the same as that of the previous model. This is due to the explosion of the previous model, which altered the planetary topography, enabling easier connection to the center of Dana. Sedative Mask. A device covering the wearer's whole face that restricts their mental activity. It was developed for the purpose of pacifying prisoners. Medical applications are also recognized, particularly as a means of preventing patients from sustaining mental trauma. However, doing so is not recommended as prolonged use of the device carries the risk of inducing a number of adverse side effects. Addendum. Due to the loss of production facilities incurred from the partial destruction of Lenegis, additional devices will no longer be manufactured. After receiving reports of a robust new form of rule emerging in Dana's water realm, a study was commissioned to investigate the matter in depth. This system is unique in that it elevates only the Lord as the supreme authority, while relegating both Renans and Danans alike to enslavement. Test subject number 10105 serves as the realm's current lord and has achieved this without the use of any special powers, drugs, or special devices. Rather, it has done so by sheer governance. Given this method's effectiveness at population control, monitoring of the situation will continue. Addendum 1. Collapse of cognitive facilities via extreme mental repression rooted in violence and fear has proven to be the key to this style of rule. Once a subject loses its autonomy, they become desensitized to fear and subsequently cease to prioritize even their own personal safety. Though such a state is ill-suited for commanding officers, it remains an effective way to cultivate disposable infantry and slaves for manual labor. Addendum 2. Soldiers in Lenegis who have undergone this treatment will be asked to secure classified sectors as a trial. The results will be monitored. I see. No, they already did. The second one is the one that's on the planet right now, not destroyed. We didn't. No, you misunderstood. The Addendum 1 says detachable harvester 1 was lost on Dana after exploding due to the rampancy exhibited by the Sovereign. That's not us. That's 300 years ago. Alphen. When Alphen made it back to Dana, he blew that fucker up, is what that says. And Detachable Harvester 2 is the one that is currently attached to Dana. The Sovereign acts as Lenegis' central control device for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Danan subject serves as the base of its creation. In theory, ideal candidates possess equal affinity for every astral element. However, such aptitude is statistically rare to uncover within real-world conditions. As a result, most subjects die during the adjustment period, and stability is still not guaranteed for those who survive. This instability, coupled with the Sovereign's powers of astral manipulation, pose a high risk to the security of Lenegis if left unchecked. As such, stabilization measures must be put in place via the support mechanism when utilizing the Sovereign in the spirit channeling ceremony. Addendum 1. No effective alternate methods to perform the ceremony have been found. Trials on Danan subjects are authorized to continue. Addendum 2. Unit 2 adjustments are a success. Subsequent adjustments are to be put on hold while extended observations take place. The Maiden X is the Sovereign support mechanism for the spirit channeling ceremony. Each one is granted level 2 authority and an ID crest. A Renan subject serves its function, providing the Sovereign with the supplemental dark astral it lacks, in tandem with the Renus Alma. During the ceremony, it is partly responsible for astral energy conversion, as well as maintaining stability over the Sovereign's own powers. Additionally, the degree of intimacy between it and the Sovereign has been observed to positively impact the level of stability in both subjects. Because of this, trial activations of the Sovereign without the Maiden present are expressly forbidden. Furthermore, neither the Sovereign nor the Maiden are to be informed about the details of the spirit channeling plan. Addendum 1. Mental instability in the Maiden has been deemed the cause of the past Sovereign's rampancy. Countermeasures must be considered. Addendum 2. In line with plan adjustments, the current subject will have its Maiden registration revoked and be returned to its original household. So I was already, it's kind of coming together. I was sort of right when I speculated that when the Thorns surged in Naori, when Alphen needed her to help control the spirit channeling ceremony, that was bad. The timing of that was bad. And part of the reason Alphen went berserk is because he didn't have any help he didn't have any facilitating assistance to help mitigate the effects of the spirit channeling ceremony, which makes sense. It makes sense with sort of the way that it was visually represented and everything. Okay. And also, there is an additional conclusion that we can draw already that the party will likely draw soon, which is that this means somebody has, since Alphen's failure to complete the spirit channeling ceremony, somebody has done it successfully because Lenegis activated and deployed the detachable harvester, which I guess did happen last time, even though theoretically the spirit channeling process didn't fully complete. They still dropped the harvester. Maybe that's like something you can do right prior to the spirit channeling ceremony. But like the fact that Lenegis is expanded and the fact that we got hit with the second wedge definitely indicates that they tried again, which also sort of makes sense. The time frame that they gave us, the short time skip of it being like a month since the Red Woman showed up and took the fully formed Renus Alma that we made. That would be about enough time to prep Wedge 2, get it sent, all that shit. Triple life bottle. What I will say is kind of weird, though, is that note just said nothing's changed in 3 centuries. But theoretically, they should have been using this facility right up until recently. Or maybe they remade the facility or changed it. Or, like, made a new one somewhere. I don't know. It is weird to me that this place is completely abandoned, but still looks the way that it does.
Naori, I...
Don't talk. I have to do this. I gave you my word that I'd help you return to Dana. The next time you open your eyes, you'll be home.
But you...
My place is here with my people. I still have a duty to fulfill. I'm sorry for what you've endured. Rena never should have dragged you into this. It's not your burden to bear.
But...
The mask contains a sedative. It should keep your mind from tearing itself apart any further. Let yourself go to sleep. This should help with the pain. Time to go, Alphen. Farewell.
Naori...
His injuries are worse than I thought. Short-term treatment isn't going to cut it. I'll have to switch the healing pod to long-term hibernation mode. The chance of surviving hibernation's less than 10%? And worse, long-term use of the mask carries a high risk of damaging his mind and nervous system. But... If I don't head back, Lenegis will be nothing but ashes, and this starship along with it. I don't know if I can fulfill my promise to you, Alphen. But if doing this will grant you even the slightest chance, I have to try. I hope it's enough.
Me too. Oh, wait, we already know.
Please, live for me, Alphen.
That vision. It must have been from when Naori helped Alphen escape Lenegis.
She sure went above and beyond the call of duty.
Even with Lenegis crumbling down around her, she chose to stay put with her people.
So that's why you lost your memories and sense of pain, and why you were asleep for that whole time. It was all the result of one agonizing decision Naori made to save your life.
Yeah. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be alive today. I owe her everything. More than I could ever hope to repay.
Now that you know how she felt, how do you plan on honoring her wishes?
She kept her promise. If the Renan people she fought so desperately to protect are at risk from a malevolent force, then I owe it to her to carry on her fight.
Hell yeah.
Naori was the one who put that mask on me, and made me Iron Mask.
She did it to prevent your soul from tearing itself apart. She knew you might lose your memories and sense of pain as a result.
It's
But
okay,
more
he got
than
those back.
anything, she wanted you to survive. And you did.
Yeah, it's okay, he got them back. Everything's fine. More plants. Chest. Noise? Nothing. Why even put a hallway there then? Alright, this door looks fucking spooky as fuck, doesn't it?
This place. We've seen this in one of Naori's memories.
Of course. After 300 years, this is where it was held. The spirit channeling ceremony. This is where the Renis Alma was.
So this is the place where you and Naori...
The
Had
Renis
an
Alma isn't
oopsie.
here now. Nor is the Red Woman, it seems.
I know it's difficult, Alphen, but there will be time to dwell on the past later. For now, we need to keep moving. Come on.
Naori.
What is this? Is it the work of Dana's will again?
It's been a year since the ceremony. That day, I shut away inside of myself the power that caused Alphen to lose control. Since then, my visions of the future have grown more and more fearsome.
Is this another memory? No, it's different this time. It's like she's speaking directly to us.
What we did back then. Not so much as a day passes when I don't think about it. About what was done to us. All in the name of a ceremony. The purpose of which we were never even told. As Sovereign, they linked Alphen's consciousness to Lenegis itself. The Renis Alma was intended to control his power, lest anything should slip through its cracks. That day, as Maiden, my role was to temper his power. I was meant to guide it forth, and give shape to the strength inside of him.
Linked to Lenegis itself? But then, everything that's been happening.
But that power showed me a vision. A vision of oblivion. When I realized that vision was a prophecy of the apocalypse we were about to unleash, I couldn't go through with it. But without a maiden, the ceremony was doomed. Alphen lashed out, his consciousness no longer his own. I did what I could. Using my abilities as the maiden, I tried to seal that power away inside of me. But it was too late. Lenegis had already been brought to its knees. Thousands upon thousands of lives so cruelly snuffed out. All because of me. Because of what I had done. With the destructive force now slumbering inside of me, I knew I had to find a way to dispose of it. Anything to make up for my failure. But I didn't know how. Especially since that power was astral energy itself. In which case, ironically enough, the Renis Alma seemed to be my best bet. That, at least, would hold the astral energy dormant. Assuming that no malevolent third party got to it first. With the Sovereign and Maiden's combined power, perhaps I could shift the chaotic energy inside me into the Renis Alma instead. That's what I hoped, but alas, it was not to be. The Renis Alma was lost, and Alphen, the Sovereign, was in a starship bound for Dana. My only choice was to seal away the destructive force inside of me using my powers as the Maiden, to buy the world what little time I could. The time needed for a new Renis Alma to be crafted, and for a new Sovereign to appear. Even if by doing so, it meant I would be passing the curse on to my descendants as well. Please, forgive me. I never meant to burden the future world with this threat too. I only wish that there was something more I could have done.
Wait, you can't just...
Okay.
Naori.
That message just now, was it directly from Naori? Or was it the Dahnan voice speaking through her?
Hot damn.
What?
These are the clothes that Naori and I wore during the ceremony 3 centuries ago.
So you're saying this is the Maiden's outfit?
That's right. These clothes are designed to resonate with the Sovereign and Maiden's abilities. They focus and enhance them.
And they appeared now because...
Naori must have left them here for the new Sovereign and Maiden, knowing the day would come when they would need them in their fight against the Thorns.
These outfits are directly linked to the answers we've been chasing this whole time. If they're here, it must mean it was Naori's will for us to find those answers as well.
Locating the Renis Alma would allow us to neutralize the dark astral energy inside Shion, thereby silencing her thorns. Is that what Naori's suggesting?
It makes sense. After all, Master Cores and Spirit Vessels are both able to prevent the astral energy inside them from developing sentience. By that logic, it would stand to reason that the Renis Alma would have the same ability on a larger scale.
We have a maiden and Sovereign.
So they've just been trying every 10 years with no success. But
Now all we need is the Renis Alma, and we'll finally be able to free you of your
there's a
thorns.
catch here. They're missing something that I'll point out at the end of this cutscene.
Shionne.
It's possible? You really think so?
I do. We can rid you of your thorns and stop the world from falling to oblivion.
However, the spirit channeling ceremony already failed once. Even if our goal is different this time, we can't be sure the same thing won't happen again. We should take care not to be too optimistic.
You're right. It's the barest sliver of a chance. But if there's even the slightest hope it can work, I'm willing to stake everything I've got on it.
I know it's too early to let myself feel relieved, but I just can't seem to help it. Just hearing there's the slightest chance, even though I know the world's still in great peril. It's selfish of me, I know, but still.
No, it isn't. You found hope to believe in. It'd be strange if you weren't over the moon about it.
Rinwell's right. We can rid you of your curse and still save the world at the same time.
Thank you. Naori entrusted us with the fate of all humanity. Now, it's up to us to prove that trust was well placed.
Starting with a little game called Hunt the Renis Alma.
Yeah, we've come all this way. Now we just need to search Lenegis and Rena until we find it.
Yeah, we can protect the world and save Shionne at the same time.
I too shall lend my services. My knowledge of Renan lore is bound to be a useful asset.
And they say modesty is dead.
Miracles just seem to follow wherever you go, huh?
How do you know it's me they're following? We're all in this together, Shionne. You included. Now let's get moving, shall we? Last I heard, we had an apocalypse to stop. Thank you, Naori. So Naori sealed away the power that made me lose control of myself. She stopped my rampage and saved my life. But then, that power she'd sealed away was passed down to you. I'm so sorry, Shionne. It's my fault that you're cursed.
You're wrong. What happened to you was because of the ceremony and Naori's attempt to stop Oblivion. You paid a heavy price for it, and then fell asleep for 300 years. The reason you lost your memories
is the reason for your curse.
The thorns.
It all leads back to them. But once they're gone, we can finally put an end to all this.
When my thorns are gone, I never dared to dream that such a thing could be possible. No, the truth is, I think maybe I've always been dreaming about a life without my thorns. The touch of my family, or playing with my friends, holding hands with Rinwell, or giving Law a deserved smack, embracing everyone. All the normal things that people do together. I always wished I could experience them for myself, and finally know what they were like. Is it really okay for me to believe it can happen? I'm so scared of getting my hopes up. What if it doesn't work out in the end, and...
That's not going to happen. I'm here to make sure it won't. Forget fate or destiny or anything else. We're going to live a normal life. There are a lot of things you still want to do, right?
Yeah, you're right. It's such a strange feeling. I know that we've still got plenty of fighting up ahead, and it's for my sake, so I can live.
You're worth fighting for.
I believe you, Alphen.
Good. I'll keep on fighting. For as long as it takes. Until our future is finally in our hands.
Oh-ho! All right, nice free AG. Love to see it. Very good. So, I don't know if it's just maybe a quirk of translation or if there's a deeper meaning to it, but I do have to point out two things that are not necessarily fun thoughts that I think that the party is overlooking in their assessment of what we were just informed about. One small thing is that at least the way that I read the text and listened to what Naori said, I didn't actually hear her explain what the true purpose of the spirit channeling ceremony was. It has still not been explicitly stated, which I sort of have to point out because it leads into, I think, the larger thing that the group is still missing, which is that, at least to me, when another small thing that Naori said that I don't know that it was immediately obvious to pick up on. She said the reason that her focus broke is because her maiden power gave her the ability to foresee an oncoming oblivion, one that was going to be caused by the exact ceremony she was in the middle of. Which, you know, hot take here, sounds like the spirit channeling ceremony was just bad news. And the people who made it and wanted it to succeed, probably also bad news. So while the thorns are bad, yes, and it's good that we sealed away all of this excess power that Alphen was going to that Alphen ran rampant with for a bit, I think it's important to also maybe keep in mind that whoever wanted all of this energy and all of this and the spirit channeling ceremony to happen, they're probably very evil. It's like super evil, like fucked up beyond belief evil. So, I gotta just get that. I just have to get that. There's no two ways about that. We just have to get that. That's too good to not have. Sedale Arthelus. Gom Arthelus. Las Fiarquis. Ooh, the thingy changed. That's cool. So is it just a costume? No. It's armor too. It's pretty good. This is worse than the reflector armor though. I'm putting that back on. Sword's an upgrade. She didn't get a weapon. I don't know. I think we gotta go back to the costumes that were voted on. Skit.
Sounds like this Naori chick had quite the big heart.
Her position demanded nothing less. From the sound of things, she didn't focus on differences, least of all those between Renans and Danans.
Yeah. It was Naori who first showed me that such a thing was even possible. And then she saved my life by sending me back home to Dana.
Not only that, but she willingly stayed behind on Lenegis for the sake of her people. It sounds like she was quite the hero, all right. A truly caring person.
It's as if walls meant nothing to her. The ones separating the Renans from the Danans, or herself from others. She had no need for them.
Which basically meant that she never had anything to break down in the first place, huh? Yeah. I think you may be right about that.
You inherited that legacy. Her wish for the world.
Don't I know it?
She's kind of like a lodestar guiding our way, showing us what we can aspire to.
I'll probably put the outfits back on for whatever we might consider the final battle to be, but for now we'll keep using the costumes that were voted on. So I came in from here, so we need to go the other direction. There's no like chest or anything in here, is there? All right, triple question mark. I should save after all those cutscenes. I mean, it's kind of hard to, but yeah, I mean, I'd say it looks pretty standard fare. I don't like curved hilts very much, so... Oh, man. I think we still got some fuckery coming up ahead.
That's quite some door, all right. This might finally be it. The heart of the beast.
I just don't think so.
We'll find the Renis Alma and the Red Woman inside, right?
After everything we've been through to get here, they damn well better be.
We'll probably be needing you to open this one for us, Sovereign.
Go for it, Alphen.
We already had a kidnapping segment in the game. I don't think they're going to do another one. I'm pretty sure you don't have to worry about that. It literally already happened.
This is it, guys. Time to see what secrets are in store.
Symphonia was a feature, not a single instance. It's like damn near the whole point of the game. Holy shit.
We're a long way from the residential quarters now. It looks completely different.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, this place, it reminds me more of being back inside the Wedge.
Except the Danan astral energy feels even stronger here.
In a portion of the city reserved purely for the Renin Sovereign.
Maybe he just has strange tastes?
This place looks like it has been here for quite some time now. If its design were a matter of personal preference, we would be talking from centuries ago, or perhaps even further back. Still, this isn't the sort of decadence of taste spoken of in artistic circles. So what is it then?
It's fucked up shit
Hold
is
up,
what it is.
decadence? Artistic circles?
When a preference is indulged to its extreme, it descends into kitsch, eccentricity for the sake of it. I'd be happy to illuminate you further.
That depends. Does it involve you buying me lunch?
The void that art fills isn't the stomach, it's the soul.
In that case, I'll let you know the next time my soul starts to rumble.
Now all we need is something to fill up the void inside your head.
Shut up!
Got him. Got him. Oh, boy. Well, It just doesn't feel like we're at the end, does it? I don't think it does. I don't think it does quite yet. It'd be wild if I rolled credits right now, though.
Volron! He really was still alive.
And there's the Renis Alma. Then, is this another spirit channeling ceremony?
Wait, though. Something doesn't seem right here.
Oh, once more, the powers must be united. Born from the fires of chaos, the world does seek its rightful state. All must be sacrificed in the heart of Rena, at the shrine of the true sovereign.
What has happened to him? He's lost himself. Reduced to a mere cog in a machine.
Heart of Rena, Shrine of the True Sovereign.
Hey, look! Over there!
We're not done yet.
Isn't that the Maiden's crest?
We're not done yet.
Can it be that this entire chamber is meant to act as a substitute for the Maiden?
It looks like it's still running, but are we already too late to stop the ceremony?
If that's what caused Lenegis' transformation, then the purpose of the ceremony must have been to drain all the astral energy out of Dana.
But for what purpose? What could possibly need astral energy on that sort of scale?
Something bad.
I don't know. But whatever it is, I'll bet it's connected to those visions of oblivion.
That's what I said.
Regardless, we cannot stand by and let them steal Dana's energy. That said, we should retrieve the Renis Alma. Because right now, we need that most of all.
He's not gonna lunge at us out of nowhere, right?
Not the time, Law.
Alphen, look!
The Red Woman! So we finally found you. I have a lot of questions for you.
Wait!
What?
They all have the same face? How is that even possible? What is this?
Who the hell are they?
It can't be. Are they even people?
It's hard to know for sure, but I think they're the true rulers of Rena.
They're not feeling...
My goodness. Oh my goodness. You guys are about to get absolutely wrecked.
It's no use, Alphen. If we don't fight, we may as well be sitting ducks here.
Good point. Let's stop them before this gets out of hand.
Celestial Water Corruption!
Oh, I did it wrong. Damn it.
Try harder!
On guard!
Mega Red!
Tiger Blade!
Slice!
Inferno Crosser!
Will this help? Ow!
Oh shit. Oh god. Oh goodness.
Demon Fang!
Inferno Crosser!
Demon Fang! Double
Celestial
Demon Fang!
Water! This one's mine!
On guard!
Rising Wyvern!
Warmer! Inferno Crosser!
Demon Fang!
By the power of water!
Demon! Burn in hell! This one's all mine!
Here's a healing arc!
Back you!
Here!
Not today!
Oh my god, they M8 already? What the fuck?
Demon Fang!
Oh, what?
Here goes!
Okay.
Thunder!
Not MA, they overlimited.
Shining Supernova!
Denied!
Now or never.
Switch to offense!
Thunder!
In a bind?
I have no limit!
Lion Howl!
Celestial Water!
Lightning Thrust! Rising Falcon!
Save you!
Double Demon Fang! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! Rising Wyvern!
All the power of my healing arc
You're
to
on!
accomplish this. Thanks so much!
Take this!
Celestial Water!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Not on my watch!
Time to
Celestial
Destruction!
Water! Annihilation! I never miss!
They can't hurt me.
Ignite!
If I just stay up in the air, they can't hurt me.
Lightning! Downfall!
Here I come!
Time to shine. Take
Flame! Reload!
Oh, fuck me.
Rising Wyvern!
Here I go!
Try harder!
I don't feel so hot.
You should sit this one out then.
And miss all the sun? No way.
Double Demon Fang!
Far enough!
shattering pieces. Attack time.
Here!
Double Demon Fang!
Freeze Lancer!
This one's mine!
I'll heal you all! Not on my watch!
Flaming Thrust!
Celestial Hammer! Healing Circle!
I owe you one.
Rising Wyvern!
Prepare to be
This
free.
one's mine!
Dragon Sword!
Celestial
Sonic
Hammer!
Thrust!
Burning
Strike
Meteor!
it! Blending Blast!
Mega Ray! Take that! Annihilation! Bullseye! Lunar Arc! Razor Cyclone!
Not today!
Igneous Discord!
Celestial Hammer!
Double Demon
Hammer
Fang!
is all gone.
Damn it! Out of ammo! I'll heal you!
Double Demon Fang!
I can handle it!
Healing
Demon
Circle!
Far enough!
Ready!
Their arcs were
That'll
interrupted.
bring you down! Celestial!
The earth throbs in
Back into
pain.
the fray!
Glacial! I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare Demolisher!
Nice.
Glacial Shield! Pierce Evo!
Through!
Tiger
Tornado
Blade!
Alpha!
Hear me! Not in your dreams! Burning Strike!
Look sharp!
Hear my call!
There! The flaming
Lunar
fire!
Spear!
Be less
Pierce
free!
Evo!
Lion Howl!
Freeze Lancer!
Tiger
Blade!
Blade!
Soaring Light Spear!
The earth throbs in pain.
Flaming Meteor!
What are you doing? Where are you aiming that?
Demon Fang!
Crush!
God.
Ready to go!
Eternal
Far enough.
Devastation!
Okay.
Pierce through!
Celestial
Strike
Hammer!
it!
Lunar
Blending
Corruption!
Blast!
Flaming Meteor!
Lightning! Here's one more!
Burn!
I'll give it Neon! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Surrender! Fighting is useless now!
Do you think it's really over?
Astral Energy. Watch out! They've got something up their sleeve!
What?
It's self-destructed?
Alphen!
I'm okay. Just a little roughed up.
You had me worried there.
Who said you could touch that?
Hey, buddy.
Damn it! He's awake!
I should have thought as much. So you know this place? Naturally. It was built for me, after all. We'll save that for another time. More pressing is how I'm going to tear you apart. Even after all this time, you still insist on hating me? You cut me down. Sovereign or not, you will pay for that.
You're obviously bluffing. You can't even move right now.
Really, is that what you think? Did you really think that such a petty device could hold me?
Are you going to claim it's because you're a ruler? Be it sovereigns or lords. In the end, they're all titles given by someone else.
Plus, what kind of ruler would spend all his time chasing Alf, who happens to be another sovereign?
Idle prattle. I proved my worth and the Sovereign's powers were granted to me.
Were they really? We already know the title of Sovereign doesn't denote royalty. It is but an overblown codename for those with a designated part to play in these proceedings. You mentioned before that you were not the only one stolen from Dana, correct?
Yeah. There were countless. And every one of them besides me
All of those failed experiments, and they still kept going back to Dana. There must have been some vital reason their subject had to specifically be a Danan. Then there were the records we found in the library, for you and Volron. They were logged 300 years apart, and yet the data they took from you was exactly the same. Which leads us to a single conclusion.
Then you mean Voron was kidnapped just like Alphen? But then he became a
slave from Dana. Just like us. Isn't that right, Volron?
So he posed as a Renan and caused all that suffering to his own people?
How could you? If you knew the pain of being a slave, why would you inflict that upon others?
Renan and Dana are meaningless distinctions. Me and everyone else. That is all that matters. I will stand above all others and take what is rightfully mine, starting with this.
A red woman?
Another one?
Give your master back on Rena this message. No one makes a fool of me. Let them know I'll make them suffer.
Don't do it!
Serenus Alma!
It's too late. You can't stay here.
We need to go. Alphen!
Go. But know I will be your shadow no matter where you try to run.
Let's go.
Never forget, I am the one who devours everything. Who answers to neither spirit nor man. My word is law. I am.
Are you two okay?
Yeah. We'll be fine.
Is Volron... have we finally seen the last of him?
We can but hope.
Those red women. What the heck was their deal?
Could they be the ones behind all this? The same ones who put those soldiers in Faria in a trance?
What, those brainless things? Either way, they've done a runner with the Renis Alma. Damn it, that's the second time now!
Whatever's stolen from us, we'll steal it back. The future's ours to protect. And right now those things are what's standing in our way. We can head them off at Rena.
Did you say Rena?
Volron mentioned a master of theirs holed up in the Motherland somewhere.
If that monstrous form's their true identity, I shudder to think who they take orders from.
Yeah. There's a good chance it's not human. That's for sure.
So this thing over on Rena, that's what's really behind all this, huh?
They have the Renis Alma in their grasp already, so it's unlikely they'll have cause to return to Dana. I agree that Rena's our best shot.
Then we're agreed. Let's head back to the starship.
But seriously, I was not expecting Voron to actually be here.
He seemed to care not one whit about Renans or Danans.
Yeah, and not in a good way like with us.
I didn't see that coming about Voron. As for those red women, to think they were monsters all along.
Tell me about it. One minute they look perfectly human. Next thing you know, they're not actually human at all.
They definitely weren't Renan or Danan. I'm not even sure language would get through to them.
So what were they then? Human Zoogle hybrids?
Is the most terrifying thing anyone said all
I
day.
actually thought they
How
looked
about you,
somewhat
Shion?
Zoogle-like.
Totally? You ever seen anything like that before?
No, never. However, if they're the same as the Red Woman we've seen with Volron, I think it's safe for us to assume they understand our language at the very least.
I had just so much I wanted to ask them. About Rena and Shion's thorns.
Unfortunately, they blew themselves up before we got the chance. Why would they do such a thing, though? To take us with them? Or in order to keep something hidden?
Both sound plausible to my ears. They took off with the Renis Alma too, remember?
Yeah, they did. And the next time we meet them, we're going to make sure they tell us everything they know.
I don't think they know jack shit. I think they're basically pawns. I guess I could check to see if I can... Oh, I can't. I cannot fast travel. So we're walking all the way out. No. The nap action was at the starship. That's just how you get on the ship and leave. It's not new.
I'll do my best.
Take
Now you carve through armor. Demon Fang.
Do you require
Demon Fang.
this!
Incineration
You won't
Wave.
bow out nice. Then you leave me no choice.
Fire
I never
support.
miss. This one's mine. Not on my watch. Thunder Field.
Tiger Blade.
Shining Supernova.
Inferno Crow.
Thunder Field. Annihilation. This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Gotcha.
Double Demon Fang.
Hit. Here's another.
Demon Fang.
Bullseye.
Double Demon Shield.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Right, here goes.
Annihilation.
Alpha.
Power of flame. Thunder Field.
Without a tiger blade.
Shining.
Take this.
It's time!
Glacier
You picked the
Field.
wrong fight!
Here's evil! Now, Thunder Field!
Scoop back! Stand back! Finish it! I'll trip it up.
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Gotcha! Lightning!
Take
Now,
this!
Thunder Field!
Inferno Crossing!
Do you require a hand?
In a bind?
Here's another!
Make it rain!
Kisara!
Commander of Heavens!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Hey, I'm pretty lucky.
Couple of rank 5 awakening pebbles. Probably not gonna make it to the next encounter, which is in this room up here. Oh, actually, it was a lot farther than I realized. What up,
Seriously?
fucker?
Is this a joke?
Flame inside me, yours to be let free!
Glacial
Lightning
Spear!
Orb!
If it's in the sky,
Try
it's
this.
mine!
Time to cross
Where are you
blades!
going? Ready and Glacial Fire! Tiger Blade!
Will this help? See what I can do!
Rising Water!
Fuck.
Here, let me help!
Swallow Blade!
Lightning Orb!
Take this!
Inferno Turret!
Gravitas Field! Flag Assault!
Pierce through!
Lightning Orb!
Sonic
Denied! Here, let me help!
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
Inferno Crossing! Flaming Meteor!
Here's evil!
Inferno Crossing!
Freeze
I missed
Laser!
my.
Shield and Fang! Will this help?
Not today!
Time to shine!
Healing Circle!
I owe you one. It's time!
Time to shine!
Radiant Field!
Now you've gone and ticked me
Fucked up.
off.
Double Demon Fang!
Igneous Ice Charge!
Celestial Runner!
Atomic Charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo! Soaring
Lion
Left!
Howl!
Annihilation!
Mirage!
Time to shine!
Not on my watch! By the power Celestial Runner!
Without a trace!
Hold nothing back!
I'll just be up here.
Double Demon Fang! Do it!
Far enough!
Double Demon Fang!
Round and pound!
Actually, fucking outranged my ass.
Prepare to be seized!
Make it
Kisara!
rain!
Commander of Heavens!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Does anyone else think this may be just a bit too tough for us?
Go no
Here's a
further!
healing arc!
Double Demon
Bring
Fang!
you down!
In a
Demon Fang! Double Demon Fang!
shattering the pieces! Attack time!
Demon Fang!
Take
Healing
this!
Circle!
Thunder Field!
This!
By the power
Demon Fang!
Nothing gets
Double
by me.
Demon Fang!
This one's mine.
Destruction!
Shining
shield is
Inferno!
up.
Demon Fang!
Thunder Field!
I'll smash you!
Shining Supernova! Gotcha!
Rising Wyvern!
Here's another! Bullseye!
You're mine! Double Duel! Infinity Ignite!
Will this help? Look sharp!
Celestial
You
Circle!
Swallow Blade!
Do it! Glacial Fire!
I don't know.
Am I on a roll or what?
I do
Well,
not
look
know.
who's in a bright and shiny mood.
I didn't look, and it's not particularly important to me. If it gets cast, it gets cast, and if it doesn't, it doesn't.
What the? When did it get pitch dark all of a sudden?
The lights are all out. Think it has something to do with the explosion back in the Forbidden Zone? Doe?
You two.
Faria, Avakir. Thank goodness you're safe.
Avakir filled me in about everything. About how I ambushed you all.
She doesn't remember a thing. So she really was being controlled.
He told me about Tarnigan, too. Is it true?
What difference does it make? What's done is done.
Stop casting me off, just for once!
Faria, not now. It can wait. Dohalim, Lenegus is in grave peril.
So I can see.
It's the city's core reactor. It's damaged. Some of the basic systems we've managed to keep online, but
Complete restoration's still a way off.
You're an elite technician, though. You can fix it, right?
That sounds like
If
a
so,
you guys
then what's the problem?
not a me problem.
Panic's begun to set in among the citizens. Until now, whenever something like this happened, the Sovereign would issue a decree. But this time, not so much as a peep. Any longer, and we run the risk of riots breaking out before we can get things back up and running.
That sounds like a you guys problem.
Forget the Sovereign. I doubt you'll be hearing from him anytime soon.
What's that supposed to mean? Do you know something I don't?
Suffice it to say, the Sovereign isn't the kind of ruler we thought he was. That is, if he ever even existed, which is looking doubtful at this stage.
Are you out of your mind? Why, if people knew that a lord such as yourself was whispering such blasphemy, they'd...
There's no time to explain now. It sounds like we need to find a way to keep Lenegis from spiraling out of control.
We need to stop that riot.
But how do we do that?
Riots feed on discontent and unrest, right? So if we want to keep the peace, we just need to put people's minds at ease.
At ease? Like by letting them hear directly from someone they trust. That's it. Who's the highest-ranking person in Lenegis right now?
Lenegis wouldn't have a next in line. After all, you said the Sovereign rules over everyone directly, right?
Correct. The closest thing to an authority figure would be a lord. And the only one left is... Ah. Very well then. Avakir, you mentioned a few facilities were still online. Which ones?
Why hasn't the Sovereign said anything?
Please, won't somebody explain what's going on?
Is it over? What's going to happen to all of us?
Dear infant baby people.
Renans of Lenegis. It is I, Lord Dohalim Ilkaris of Eldaman and Sia.
Look, up there! It's Lord Dohalim!
Hold on! He should be in the crown contest! Shouldn't he? Why isn't the Sovereign talking to us?
Shut the fuck up and listen to me.
The Sovereign is seeing to other matters right now. In my capacity as Lord, I speak to you in his stead. You're afraid. As people so often are when faced with the unknown. I hope you'll allow me to put your fears to rest. The city's core reactor has experienced a malfunction. However, we have our top engineers attending to the matter, and things will soon be back to normal. I know that you feel abandoned, perhaps more scared and alone than ever before. But I ask you all to keep one thing in mind. You are Lenegis, not the Lords and Sovereign. The solidarity of its citizens is the mortar that holds it together. If we don't allow ourselves to be distracted by our differences, if we put our hearts and minds together and stand as one, I am confident we will find new hope. I would be honored to stand with you. Not as a person of loftier rank, but as another human being among many. I hope that you'll lend me your strength, for if we can persevere as one, I know a bright tomorrow awaits.
Your speech seems to have done the trick. Looks like the city won't be descending into chaos after all.
I only pray the relief will tide the city over for the time being.
What you said earlier, about the Sovereign possibly not even existing, was it true?
It's still too premature to say with any certainty, but I believe so. This whole time, this world we've been fed was a lie, built on nothing but falsehoods.
But it can't all have been...
I can believe it. After everything I saw in the Forbidden Zone, what they did to Faria, it's the only explanation that makes sense.
But what about hierarchy, Avakir? Authority? The very foundations of Renan society? How can we live without someone to guide us?
I'd say we found someone capable of doing just that, wouldn't you?
You? You can't be serious.
I have business I must take care of first. But once everything is over, I shall return. But not as your sovereign, nor as a leader the likes of which the people here are used to, I think.
But how else do you propose to rule?
I'm not sure yet. All I have is a feeling that here in Lenegis, a new dawn is on the verge of breaking. One in which people won't be judged by birthright or on the power of their astral arts, but on other things. More important things. Things like, oh, I don't know, musical talent, for example.
When I bumped into you after all those years, I said you were no different. But I was wrong. Truth is, you were always different. I feel like maybe now I can finally begin to accept Turnagain's death. To see a future.
You go finish whatever it is you've got to do. I'll hold down the fort here in Lenegis till you get back.
Thank you.
I guess you're not going to make it to Menancia for the foreseeable future, huh?
Indeed. Forgive me.
The people of Elda Menancia can look after themselves just fine. It's the ones here on Lenegis who need someone to guide them. Besides, with you leading the people here, it'll help spread the idea of coexistence beyond Menancia's borders that much faster.
Sounds like you're in it for the long haul.
How could I not be, after the second chance that I've been granted? From this day forth, I shall dedicate myself to the future inhabitants of this world. Though the memories of the departed shall remain forever in my heart.
Remember, you're going to be leading the people here, not ruling them.
True enough. Whatever would I do without you, Kisara?
With or without her, I suspect you're gonna have your hands full when the time comes. We should be heading back to the ship. Business on Rena awaits.
Hey, bonus AG for Mr. Dohalim. Plus, Ground Dasher. An AG4 Advanced Casted Earth Art. Fuck.
Looks like the people of Lenegis can rest easy.
I couldn't have done it without your words of encouragement, Law.
Hey, you're the one who made the speech.
I think everybody can share the credit here.
In one sense, when all is said and done, Perhaps I have been a slave this whole time too.
You, a Renan Lord? How do you figure that exactly?
I was complicit in the Renan system, bound by its values, resigned to being swept along, without the resolve to take a stand. And when I realized the severity of my mistake, all I longed for was punishment. A lord. And yet my first instinct was to place my fate in the hands of others.
I think I can relate. I couldn't stand watching my people bow and scrape their way through life, but I didn't know what else I could do about it either. The ability to think for yourself and be your own master. That's what separates a slave from a free person. At least, that's what Law's dad Zephyr used to say. Zephyr taught me how to fight. But in doing so, he also taught me how to live.
Even if it means stumbling along the way. If it's on a road of our own choosing, free of regret. Why, that's the road of freedom. Or, to put it another way, so long as his heart is compromised, even the loftiest of kings is no freer than a slave. I think I finally understand now. This Zephyr character sounds like he was a wise man indeed. I only wish I could have met him.
There's just so much I wish I could ask him, especially now. I wonder, have I been correctly carrying on the torch that he passed to me?
How long have you known?
Known what?
About the darkness I carry inside me. You seem to have been aware of it for quite some time now.
Why ask me now? What does it matter? But yes, I have. I've pretty much known that something was gnawing at you ever since we left Menancia.
So basically since the very start of our journey then. Just when I thought I couldn't feel more ashamed.
Leave the past where it belongs. We have no need for it now. You're forging ahead. That's what matters. If my brother could see you, he'd be proud.
Not as proud as he would be of his sister, I'm sure.
Well then, just as well it's not a competition, huh?
Kisara? Anyone at home in there?
Sorry. Did I look distracted?
Among other things. To be entirely honest, I couldn't tell whether you were smiling or frowning.
You were thinking about Dohalim, weren't you?
That obvious, huh? I was just thinking how good it is to see him moving forward at last. It was always so infuriating, knowing how capable he could be if he just put his mind to it. A prisoner trapped in a cage of his own self-doubt. But now, he's finally beginning to spread his wings. I'm happy for him.
So, then why do you look so sad?
Oh, I don't know if I'd say sad. There's a bittersweetness to it, I guess. It's good and strange, knowing that he won't be needing me anymore. It probably sounds weird, doesn't it? I have this massive worry off my mind. I should be jumping up and down for joy, right?
Must be that maternal instinct of yours at work.
Rinwell's right. You're like a mother bird, finally letting go as her child takes his first shaking and nervous flight from the nest.
A pretty big child.
That's one way to look at it. I wouldn't like to see Dohalim's face if he heard you say that. All this has made me realize I can't allow myself to become a prisoner of my own making like he was. If Dohalim can forge his own path ahead, then I can too. I won't be left behind.
All right. Skit spam's done.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
Yeah, we can check back in on the ranch. I only ended up with 26 of those, huh? Curatives are looking pretty damn good.
Good food is the best kind of magic.
I just thought I would make something that I haven't made before, since the records keeps track of which recipes you have and haven't actually made. So it's also hard for me to predict what I'm even gonna want to have as far as food buff going into the next chunk of the game, whatever that entails. So I'm just winging it. Goodness. Oh, God damn it. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, kind of. Some of them are happy. Some of them are still stuck in their ways.
thought we'd find answers on Lenegis, but we just ended up finding more questions.
You can say that again. And now we have more problems to fix too. Like figuring out how to reform Lenegis.
That can wait for now. We've got more than enough on our plates to deal with as it is. Like figuring out who's really running the show on Rena.
Yeah. Which is why we're going to the Renan homeworld.
All the answers we've been looking for are on that planet. The person responsible for all this. The Red Woman and the Renis Alma. The answers have to be there. Are we prepared to finally find them?
There's no way. I don't think anybody lives on Rena.
So, what do we do first when we get there?
We know nothing about the Renan homeworld or what we might face once we arrive. We should get a feel for how things are on the ground before we take any serious steps.
It's also entirely possible that the first thing we're going to face is an attack.
If we come across a capital, we should... What?
Oh, well, that's bad. Oh.
Damn! The hell just happened?
Our course has been altered. The coordinates are pointing to a different destination.
What's that?
The ship's controls aren't accepting my commands. The engine is being shut down.
That's bad, right?
Quite bad. We've lost control of the ship.
Is all of this the Red Women's doing?
Are they trying to finish us off before we can land?
Everyone! Look there!
Well, let me look. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was really fucking suspicious that the planet, the way the planets orbited each other, you never saw the other side of the planet.
A flower blooming out of Rena?
But that flower looks like it's absorbing all of Dana's energy.
And it appears Lenegis is serving as a conduit for that energy to reach here. Could that have been its true purpose all along?
If that's true, do you think the people back on Lenegis are all right?
We can only pray that they are.
Damn it! Haven't they taken enough already? When is this going to end?
So yeah, I don't... Nobody lives on Rena.
The Flower of Oblivion.
With everything that's happening, we need to get back to Lenegis. Is the ship still offline?
Unfortunately, yes. Even more so than when it lay dormant.
Can you fix it?
Starships are extremely complex machines. One wrong move while we're out here in space could very well cost us our lives.
So what? We're just stuck inside here, floating around? For how long?
I don't believe this. We've made it all this way, and now we're stuck here? We're watching Dana die before our eyes, and we have no choice but to sit here and starve to death?
Law, calm down. You're not the only one who's worried here.
Right. Sorry.
It's still too early to give up. There has to be a way to get out of this.
Alphen.
Now what?
The starship, it's back online?
No, this is different. Something is pulling our ship in towards it.
We might be headed for a crash landing on that flower. Oh no, we're headed back to Lenegis. No. That didn't.
We managed to get moving, but where are we?
It looks like Lenegis in here.
It does.
Do you think we might run into more Renans here? Or those red women?
Perhaps. Someone brought us here. The question is, who?
It didn't look like Lenegis,
We haven't been
though.
ambushed, so that probably means they aren't hostile. Still, why would anyone want to bring us here?
Hey, Shion!
If they wanted to attack us, they could have done so while we were back on the starship. We should see where this path takes us.
It almost looks like a proto-Lenegis or like a probe or something. Maybe from an earlier attempt at all this bullshit that we've been dealing with.
Ah, Shion, just in the nick of time. Here, lend me a hand while I...
No!
What the... Oh, right. The thorns. My bad.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. I overreacted.
Again, Law? Can't you even go a minute without putting your foot in your mouth?
He likes the taste.
Seriously, it's fine. I'd rather that than people feeling like they're walking on eggshells around me. Besides, I'm the one who should be vigilant about not touching you guys, not the other way around.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask. Not being able to touch people, does it ever get lonely sometimes?
I guess I never really thought about it in those terms. It was either accept it for what it was or come undone. Before long, it was just part of my everyday reality. I think I even forgot there was another way to live. Which isn't to say I didn't feel alone. I did. Always.
So numb to your reality, you couldn't even recognize it as loneliness? I don't know how you managed.
It's fine. I know I'm not alone anymore.
But I can't even touch you. No way of lending you a shoulder when you're down? Even Alphen.
I appreciate the concern. Until I get rid of these thorns, I guess I'll have to put up with it just a little longer. But not forever. Alphen promised me that. Maybe it'll be soon, maybe it won't be. But either way, the day will come. And I'll be ready when it does.
Yeah, just hang in there. One day, we'll share a big warm hug. You'll see. I promise.
I kind of hate that this game's going to end in a hug and it's going to make me sob like a baby.
Boo!
Ah! What the? Are you out of your mind? This isn't the time for games, Rinwell.
Oh, come on. How am I supposed to resist with you looking all jittery like that?
It's called experiencing feelings appropriate to the situation. You ought to try it sometime.
Yeah, but seeing you act all nervous, you're making me start to feel nervous too. Whew!
Oh, sorry.
Staying alert is important, but too much caution can cloud your judgment. Try to strike a balance.
All right. So this just... Yeah. Fall Knight's no worky.
I still can't get over what we saw happening outside the starship.
Yeah, our planet's really not doing too hot right about now.
I've only ever seen Rena from the surface of Dana, so I figured it was just another round planet like ours. Still though, I never would have imagined Rena actually looked like that. And what's the deal with that giant flower coming out of it?
Beats me. I have absolutely no clue. It's so surreal. It looks like a broken egg or something.
Rena and Dana. We were taught that both worlds were spherical bodies that floated amongst the stars in the heavens. But to think that they lied to us not only about the Sovereign and the Crown contest, but also the form of our own planet.
Dohalim.
Okay, who's the wise guy that summoned us here?
Someone formidable enough to bring our starship along with us.
They must be
hot
here
take.
somewhere. Let's find them.
Hot take as soon as the NPC shut the fuck up. There's a decent chance that nobody has ever lived on Rena. There's a decent chance that Rena this entire time has always looked like that. And the actual Renans themselves just were a more technologically advanced civilization who have been trying to do stuff with Rena while potentially not even being from it. Just the thought. Maybe not much there, but something that I'm considering.
That beam of light joining Dana and Rena. It was the Renan side that it first came from, right?
That's what it looked like. And then the Danon side responded.
Perhaps it was some kind of directive from the Renan homeworld? To reawaken the Wedge and Lenegis?
Which would mean that whoever's behind all this is on Rena after all. But what are they after? Is it really worth going through all this trouble just to steal Dana's energy?
Try to stay calm. With so many factors we don't understand, dwelling on it won't get us anywhere. What is it?
No, it's just... Zephyr once told me the same thing. So much for me making progress, huh?
You made it this far, didn't you? You notice something, you change it. That's all anyone can do. But you can't stand still in the meantime.
Elevator, elevator, take me away. Where the fuck should I go first? What level am I on? Alright, we'll start with lower level. Okay. We'll start with central level. Should have tried upper. Shit. Okay, hold on. Let's check the upper level. Okay, central it is. You got it, game. Your wish is my command. I don't know, something about all these preserved plants is starting to make me feel like even if people ever did live on Rena, I feel like they had to abandon it. They couldn't stay. Hello?
This place looks a lot like that room we saw back in the Forbidden Zone.
Huh? What's that?
Okay.
It's one of those!
A red woman in disguise. Or is this their true form?
So it was a trap?
No. Doesn't that one look more purpley? Maybe it's the tint of the glass?
It doesn't look like it can move. Tell me, are you the one who brought us here?
That is correct. It is unusual for me to have unexpected guests these days.
It can talk.
What are you?
Hevrecht 35.
Hevrecht 35. Is that your name?
Correct.
What is this place? No, wait, before that, just what exactly are you? Are you somehow associated with the Red Women?
Before I answer, I have a question for you. How did you all arrive in this sector?
Teleported and then magnet pulled.
We did not come to this place by choice. Our ship was brought here against our will, by a group of red women who can shift into the same form as you.
In that case, we can assume my brethren who serve the Great Spirit have deemed you all to be a threat most grave.
What do you mean, serve? Are you saying there really is someone more powerful than the Red Women, pulling their strings?
What did you do to us?
I examined your bodies. You have not been harmed in any way. Identifiers detected. The Sovereign and Maiden are among you. However, you aren't under its control. I see why they viewed you as a danger now.
Oh, goody. More riddles.
Do you think we can trust this thing?
Like it or not, it may be our best chance at a ticket out of here. Let's at least hear it out.
I shall now answer your questions. We are Helgenquil.
Okay.
The red women you encountered previously are a form of disguise we employ from time to time, but not our true form.
Sure.
Helgenquil?
You are on Dake Phasol, a celestial base which drifted here by accident. The will of Rena's great spirit no longer reaches us here. Since my sudden separation from the Great Spirit's influence, I have used any and all means to extend my lifespan.
Okay.
As I have done so, I have also set out to monitor and research Rena and Dana from this position.
A question. What is this Great Spirit of which you speak? Is it something that rules over your kind?
Correct. The Great Astral Spirit is a large mass of astral energy that fills all of Rena, one with its own will, a voice we cannot refuse.
Mm-hmm.
A voice? Just like Dana.
The voice of the Great Spirit speaks to our hearts directly, and we have served it without question throughout the ages.
Okay.
Does that mean it was controlling your minds? Wait a second. Could this Great Spirit be the true Sovereign of Rena?
The true ruler of Rena. It could be the same thing that's controlling Volron.
Wait, back up. You're telling us this Great Spirit of yours is the one that ordered you things to harvest the astral energy from Dana? I'm not sure I believe that.
Why not? We've already made contact with the will of Dana back in the Wedge, and in the Forbidden Zone on Lenegus. If Dana has a will of its own, I don't see why Rena wouldn't.
Yeah.
Maybe not, but think about what you're saying. If Dana has a will like Rena, then that would mean that we've been controlled by the voice of Dana this whole time, just like these things.
Dana's will hasn't been forcing us to do anything.
Yeah, but...
Let's assume that what Hevrecht 35 claims is true, and that we are indeed cut off from both planets.
Okay.
Even if we had previously been under the control of Dana's will, we would have noticed now that we are disconnected.
Your fear is not based in logic. The voice of Dana is much smaller and quieter compared to that of Rena's Great Spirit. Rena's astral energy is amassed at its center, whereas Dana's is shared among all its constituents. So thinly is that energy spread that it cannot coalesce and formulate a will. Our findings here indicate as much.
Which explains why we felt its will where we did. The Wedge and Lenegis are where so much of that energy had been accumulated.
The Great Spirit's desire is to consume all astral energy. And the pursuit of that desire is why you see Rena in its current state.
Yep.
As a result, it has turned its attention toward Dana.
Sure.
Is that why the crown contest is necessary? So that the Great Spirit can feed off of Dana?
Yep.
Indeed. And it was to that end that we Helganquil devised the crown contest. Had the initial spirit channeling from 300 years ago succeeded, all of Dana's astral energy would have been seized.
Yep.
But the ceremony failed. Lenegis was severely damaged, and you lost both the Sovereign and the Renasalma.
Correct. A change in plan was required to ensure the spirit channeling's success. However, recreating the Renis Alma required a vast amount of energy. That is why we turned to Dana.
So that was the real purpose behind the crown contest. An efficient means to harvest the necessary energy from Dana.
Yep.
This is all happening because of me.
Yeah, but you also saved the planet.
Nevertheless, you still haven't answered one of Alphen's original questions. Just why have you brought us here to your base, Hevrecht 35?
First, it was to confirm the identities of you, my unexpected visitors. Second, it was to ascertain whether you would be likely to accept my request.
I think he probably sees that they fucked up.
But what could someone like you want us to...
I wish for you all to slay the Great Spirit.
There it is.
I'm sorry, did you just ask us to kill your master?
Ex-master.
I did. It is in your best interest that you do so, I might add.
Probably yours as well.
What makes you say that?
Lenegis has entered the final stage of the spirit channeling plan. As we speak, Dana's energy is being harvested en masse and transmitted to Rena. If nothing is done about the Great Spirit, it will not be long before all is lost.
You're saying the destruction we saw earlier is just the beginning? That...
We won't let that happen.
Why do you want us to kill the Great Spirit so badly? Is it to save our world? To free you, Helganquil, from under its control? Why?
No. My primary concern is validating our findings and analysis, which have taken many years to realize. As such, it is my desire to see how your actions impact and change these systems. However, I will not deny that vengeance also plays a part.
Vengeance? For what?
In spite of our long service to the Great Spirit, our species is on the brink of extinction.
You mean... you're dying?
At this stage, it would be wise for you to talk with the others. Ask them what you need to know. Once you have your answer, return to me. If you agree to help, I shall fix your ship.
Yep.
Others? Just how many of you are there?
17.
I am the only Helganquil who inhabits Dake Phasal.
Hey! Hey!
It's no use. I think it's done talking to us. Let's take a look around.
Well, that was pretty wild, wasn't it? Makes sense, though. Really puts the pieces that we were missing into place. I think we probably understand everything that we need to know now.
You can't seriously be buying anything that creature told us, right? I mean, it's practically blackmailing us into doing its dirty work.
To be honest, The conversation went on for so long, I'm not sure I understood all of it. How about you, Dohalim? Were you able to follow it at all?
At the very least, everything it said about the Renan Great Spirit adds up. At the end of the day, this whole chain of events comes back to astral energy. That being said, had we not previously encountered the will of Dana, I suspect I would find its story much more difficult to believe.
The spirit of Rena wants to see Dana completely destroyed.
No, consume.
But why? Astral energy is supposed to be a force that creates and shapes the world.
It doesn't matter. I don't care if we're up against an entire world or what its game is. We're not going to let it destroy Dana.
Right.
There is one other thing that concerns me. How the Great Spirit, the Helganquil, and the Crown Contest are all part of a centuries-long plan is clear enough. But what about the Renans? How do they factor into all this?
Now that you mention it, and all that talk, Hevric 35 never even brought up the Renans once. And as for the Helganquil, we never did find out just what they are either.
Maybe it had a reason for keeping its silence. Or perhaps there's even more going on. Maybe the others will shed more light on the matter. Let's find out.
It is entirely possible that the distinction between Renans and Danans, while it is one that exists within the human-looking peoples that have been in the game, it's more of an artificial one than anything. It's not that they're from different planets. They may all technically be Danans. Just some of them are born with an affinity for dark astral attunement versus light. So they may have been split against their will from living on Dana, existing as Renans on Lenegis for who knows how long, and completely forgotten their own past and culture and life on Dana. Got a fast travel point. The fuck do I need a fast travel point for a game? Didn't actually look like we were this far away in the cutscenes, but we're very far away. What was that? Oh, the door.
Who are they?
What is it?
Oh, my apologies. It's just been so long since I've seen any humans from the outside world.
Are you a Renan?
Oh, yeah, I guess so. The Overseer told us to answer any questions you might have. Whatever you want to know, we'll tell you as much as we can. But be quick. Our subjects are undergoing a dramatic shift that we don't want to miss.
What a weird guy.
He must have meant Hevrecht 35 when he mentioned that Overseer.
And what was that about subjects? You don't think he meant Dana and Rena, do you?
There isn't anyone else we can talk to. I guess we should ask around here.
Okay. You got it. What do you say, Guy?
Do you know anything about a spirit channeling plan?
If you mean the first plan from 300 years ago, then yes. Do you know what its main objective was?
Pretty sure I do now.
It was to use Lenegis to siphon off Dana's astral energy and send it to Rena.
Exactly. However, there were two problems we had to consider. First was how to collect and send such a large quantity of astral energy without it becoming sentient. Second, we had to figure out how to convert Dana's energy so it would be compatible with Rena.
I take it the solutions to those problems were to use the wedge for the collection, and then the Sovereign and Maiden to convert the energy.
We have a winner. However, the first plan failed when the Sovereign was overwhelmed and became frenzied. The reason for that is because the Maiden lost control. I'm told he slaughtered many Renans in Helganquil that day. For the next plan, we tried to recreate the Renis Alma, but we didn't have nearly enough of the other non-dark astral energy types. To amend that, we set our sights on Dana and implemented a system whereby we could extract energy from it.
And the crown contest began.
Correct. Since the Maiden had been the failing point in the previous plan, it was decided to replace her role with machinery to avoid further mishaps. A new Sovereign had to be made as well. It was such tremendously difficult work, its success was dubious. But from the look of things, it would appear such worries were unfounded.
So that's what the purpose of that room we found in the Forbidden Zone was.
What about the flower that sprouted from Rena?
Flower? Oh, that thing. That's the physical manifestation of all the astral energy that's been harvested from Dana. As I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite a lot of energy. At this point, it's likely that it's become physically integrated with Rena's planetary structure.
Hevrecht 35 mentioned that the spirit channeling plan is entering its final stage. Is that true?
It is. I never thought I would live to see the day with my own eyes, and yet here we are. Are we done talking now? If it's all the same to you, I'd really rather not miss anything that's about to happen.
Okay.
He talks like the potential end of the world is just another day on the job.
You've got to remember that these guys have been living alone up here for a long time. Who knows what shape their minds are in?
Interesting.
Can we talk to you for a few minutes?
Sure. It's going to be a while before the two planets undergo their next shift, so I can talk until then.
Taliesin Jaffe?
Please, tell us what you know about the Helganquil.
You mean the Overseer's species? I can't say I know much about them.
Well, for starters, where'd they come from?
Where else? From Rena, obviously.
From Rena? Wait, are you telling us those things live right alongside the Renans down there?
Of course not. There's really no such thing as Renans in the first place.
Excuse me?
Boom. Fucking called
I
it.
thought the Overseer explained everything.
Apparently not.
Please, tell us more.
Well, in a nutshell, the Renans were originally created from Danans by the Helganquil.
Fucking called it.
But if that's true, then that would mean there aren't any people on Rena.
Yep.
There aren't. But there are Helganquil. That's what the name literally means in their language. People of Rena.
But what need could they possibly have to create a whole new race of people?
It was a way to bolster their dwindling workforce. I trust you're aware that the Helganquil are on the verge of extinction, yes? In essence, we were created to carry on their work for the Great Spirit after they all die. They gathered Danans who had an affinity for astral arts and proceeded from there. That's why we, as their descendants, can all cast arts, albeit to varying degrees.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying Renans were originally created from Danans that the Helganquil kidnapped?
Wait, that explains why almost nobody can use astral arts on Dana now.
Helganquil technology is truly amazing. The way they alter their bodies is far less invasive than your conventional surgeries. They have these tiny machines that are practically invisible, which they insert into their bodies and—
Enough! You needn't tell us anymore.
How can you speak so calmly about all of this?
I guess I can see how, when viewed in a certain light, their ways may sound grotesque. But if you ask me, I think they ultimately did us a favor. They saved us from crawling the earth in ignorance. If it meant their hands had to get a little dirty in the process, then so be it. Anyway, the Helganquil are the real Renans. Personally, I don't think it's such a big deal. They're also mostly the ones behind what you see going on between the two planets. I think that covers just about everything worth knowing.
I see. Thanks for filling us in.
If that actually was Taliesin...
Does he really expect us to believe that Renans never truly existed? How absurd.
He's like one of the perfect people to deliver
Just
a
when I think
mindfuck
we're getting to the
revelation
bottom
like
of it
that.
all, some new revelation smacks us in the face.
Then let's hope this is our last revelation for a while.
Have you guys lived up here in Deg Faisal with Hevrek 35 for a long time?
Yes. I couldn't tell you off the top of my head just how long it's been.
Probably
though.
like 250 years.
We regularly go into stasis, so our sense of time has gotten rather out of whack over the years.
Why are you all even here in the first place?
Originally, this station was where we worked to perform maintenance on Lenegis from the outside.
Okay.
We heard that the facility ended up in its current location due to an accident.
Oh, it was terrible. Apparently there was some kind of accident, and when help never arrived, they presumed the entire facility had been destroyed.
You're not that
and
far
you've been
away.
working for Hevrek 35 ever since?
Well, at first we thought that there was nobody else inside the facility, but then it turned out the Overseer was there all along.
What do you mean?
The Helganquil have the technology to cloak themselves around us Renans.
I fucking knew it.
As long as they don't do anything obvious, a Renan won't see one, even if it's right in front of them.
I knew it.
Which would explain why Shion and I failed to notice the Red Women previously. Do they employ an astral art of some sort?
I haven't been able to scientifically confirm it for myself, but from what I understand, the type of cloaking they use is primarily achieved through mechanical means. In addition, they also used hypnosis devices and information control to get us to do what they wanted without being detected. It's a pretty sophisticated operation, especially since it avoids any unnecessary conflict. I have to imagine that's how Lenegis is still run.
But aren't the Helganquil themselves controlled by the Great Spirit? If so, why aren't Renans affected by it in the same way?
The Great Spirit's mind control only works on Helganquil, so they had to employ other means to manipulate us Renans.
You act like this didn't affect you personally. If I was you, I'd be mad as hell at their deceptions.
I mean, sure, I was surprised when I first found out about it, but it happened so long ago.
Also,
Hevrek
she's
35
the subject
has
of
clearly ceased
hypnosis.
concealing itself, though. Why is that?
Who can say? My guess is it just got bored, or maybe even a little lonely.
Don't you want to go back home to Rena or Lenegis? Our ship is going to be fixed pretty soon. You could ride with us.
No way. If we went back after knowing the truth, they'd either just brainwash us or purge us outright. After all this time, there's nothing to be gained from going back. We've all agreed it'd be best to simply stay here and watch everything unfold instead. Things are going just fine with the Overseer. Not that it'll be around much longer. It can't extend its life any further. That said, I'm sure it's pleased to see the final stage of the plan before it passes on, though.
Thank you for answering our questions.
It's not, though, right?
It feels like our whole
Because it
world
wants
has
us
been
to
turned
destroy
upside
it.
down. Is there anything we know that's still true at this point?
Seriously, I'm still trying to process the fact that we Renans were created by the Helganquil, let alone the Sovereign and Maiden stuff.
Let's take a moment to gather ourselves. I know all of this is a lot to believe and take in, but I think it's fair to say that we've found the answers we've been looking for. Does everyone agree?
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Though I'll admit that I never expected it to all boil down to Rena's great spirit being behind everything.
Everything that's happened, everything we've endured, it's all because of astral energy.
And to get that energy, the Great Spirit took control of the Helganquil. Then the Helganquil created the Renans, who went on to invade and rule over the Dahnans.
Plus, the reason the Great Spirit can't directly control the Renans as well is likely because they were originally Dahnans all along.
Either way, I think it's fair to say we've all had a lot to take in at once. Maybe too much, even. We should probably take it easy and rest our minds a bit. Why don't we all take some time to think things over, before we decide on our next move?
That's a good idea, Kisara. If the Renan Great Spirit really is behind all this, then we've got a really big fight ahead of us. Because it's not just Dana on the line, but Rena too. If we're going to do this, we need to be completely sure of ourselves. So let's go ahead and break off for now. We aren't in any immediate danger, so we should be okay. You sure you don't want to be alone right now?
I could ask you the same question.
I figured I'd get all my thinking in while walking around and checking up on everybody.
I'll go along with you. I'm interested to hear what's on everyone's minds, too.
Sounds good. Let's go find them.
Everyone's just gone their own way, huh?
Yeah, let's hit up each spot.
Oh boy. That one little oh, you can sleep here. That one little speech blurb there, just there, Oh. L2 is the status screen. It refreshes your skit. In case you are forgetting one, which I am not forgetting, but there is one. This dude also mentioned that the Helganquil are behind the Zeugles as well, which honestly makes a lot of sense.
Everything we thought we knew. It was all just a fabrication that the Red Women, that the Helganquil made up.
Right. Assuming we can believe anything that Hevrek 35 has told us, that is.
Well, if the names are anything to go by, it's possible the Helganquil could be behind the fruits of Helgen too.
But if Hevrek 35 was telling the truth, and this was all just one massive lie, does that mean everything we've done up until now has been pointless?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Or at least I hope not. I think it just means we've lost our foothold for now. That's all.
Really? Well then, if we've lost it, I guess we'll just have to find another. All of us together. And if we can't find one, then we'll make a new one. End of story.
Make one, huh? I see. Right then. Count me in.
The worry that everything we've done has been for naught is understandable, but when you think about it, the fact that that name to come out, I mean, I can't Google it yet, but it's probably just some sort of translation of a Japanese word that probably sounds better, honestly. Or they actually came up with a language for the aliens, and like they literally, you know, either one of those things I think is likely. I don't think Helganquil is probably very close to the actual Japanese name. That happens sometimes when they're sort of translating things. When they come across, they don't always come across in like a super great form. We'll look it up at the end of the game. I just don't want to spoil myself on anything that's still left by accidentally seeing something I shouldn't see if I try Googling it. But I bet it's literally just like they don't have a Q in Japanese. They don't have even a like the sound that quill, the qua. They don't really. They have some ways they could make it kind of, but my guess is that the Japanese name for this race is very different, or at least different enough that it would sound better if pronounced. It's interesting that the worry is, what if everything we've done was for no reason? But they did still stop the crown contest, which we've confirmed was sort of like the day-to-day operational way to get enough energy amassed to keep trying to perform spirit channeling. So stopping that, especially when they had Volron as a sovereign who could take the energy from the Renasalma and do the spirit channeling with the second plan that they came up with that didn't need a maiden to control him, because they did it with machinery instead. Like, we were very close to stopping it completely in its tracks. It's just we were far enough behind that it didn't quite make a difference. But I think what we did still mattered, because if we didn't do what we did, it wouldn't have accelerated their plans to the point that they're at right now. Like, they didn't get to wait the full 10 years to amass the full amount of astral energy to do, theoretically, maybe like the fullest spirit channeling they could have done with all of the energy from the Renasalma. So I think we still are better off having done what we did than doing nothing. It's just they've been sort of one step ahead of us this whole time, and the ability to like cloak and teleport and all this advanced technology and shit has put us at a significant disadvantage. But now that we have all of the information, and we know that there's a big-ass spirit that's commanding people on this planet to do this, to drain one planet's energy into, to feed a spirit, like, we can just... I just think it's spirit murder time. Like, that's pretty straightforward at this point. I don't think anybody's going to really have any qualms with that agenda. I guess we'll see, but... it definitely seems to me like we just got to fuck shit up. We just got to fuck shit up even harder than we have been. So that shouldn't be too hard. I think I'm going to save. I think I'm going to save chatting with my allies for Sunday. We'll talk to everybody. We'll see how they're all doing. There's actually even some more people here than who we've met so far, and then we'll continue forward. We're still not really at a point where I would say we can go back and try to do any more side quests. I haven't gained a single. I barely gained a 10th of a level in the shit that I did tonight. So yeah, that's I do have to say, the game has held on to a lot of mysteries that have all started to finally pay off. Like, there's been these little question marks. Every step forward that we've made has felt like it sort of introduced two alternative pieces of information that we didn't have. And so the payoff of all of that buildup of like hours, dozens of hours now of not knowing enough information is very rewarding. The structure of the story here it's very backloaded, but I think that that's okay because it gives you so much time to develop relationships with the characters and see them go through this relatively important struggle on Dana to free all of the groups of people and fight back against the oppression that they're experiencing, for it to ultimately then start to really pay off as like, you know, this whole time there's been some much greater driving force behind all of it. Like as soon as Alphen said we have to take the fight to Lenegis to truly shut this shit down, I was like, that's not where, I don't think that's where the threat is. I just didn't think so. It didn't really make sense. It didn't pan out in my head as to how Lenegis could be the source of the problems. So it's I mean they have filled. I don't have any gaps. There might still be one or two revelations remaining for us by the end of this, but I don't have any more questions. I believe that they've answered everything that I could think of. I don't have any other remaining things that I don't feel like I understand. So, and I will say, I mean, like, the time that I really felt like it was worth it to start speculating was at the end of the stream last time. So about 3 hours of gameplay passed for me between, I think I might finally know what's going on. I'm going to sort of like lay it out as generally as I can, the pieces that I think we know and where they fit. And for whatever I got right out of that thing 3 hours ago, I definitely got some things wrong or not quite as big of a scope, or, you know, a little bit different than what I had sort of envisioned and imagined. But the immediate payoff of like, well, we can speculate now, but it's obvious that we're still missing information, to now it feels like we have everything. I appreciate the pacing of the game in that perspective, because all the way up in the first 80 hours of the game that led us to the end of the stream last time, where I finally was like, I think we can start putting some pieces together. So much of that, I wasn't really questioning anything. Like, sure, once we got some like definitive action around Shion's thorns, I was like, well, this seems a little bit suspicious. And when we sort of learned about the Renis Alma and then shit went bad and we had to time skip, I was like, well, that seems like it was probably important, but it's okay that we don't have a resolution to it right now, because there's still things that we're trying to figure out outside of that. So I just really appreciate the actual pacing and payoff of, okay, well, there's obviously a huge mystery here, and we're starting to finally get some of the stuff that we need to know to solve the mystery. And once you actually get to that point of wanting to speculate about it, then it pays off within a short period of time. So I think that's really good, and it's really hard to let a person play a game for, I mean, even if you played it twice as fast as me, that's still 40 hours of gameplay, and playing all the way through that and maybe having some questions pop up, but being able to tie all of those littler questions and mysteries up into this big explanation that you get at this point to pay all of that off, that's a challenging thing to do without making the player feel like they're totally in the dark about things that are important. Every time that something came up, like something that you didn't understand in this game, there were more important and more immediate things to focus on that seemed to take the weight off of the mysteries that were being introduced slowly but surely throughout the game. And so I really appreciate that. It's a tough thing to do, and I think that they did it really well. Well, wait, obviously, Final Judgment is when credits roll, but at least my opinion of seeing everything play out tonight was very positive, very, very enjoyable, and honestly, for how intense some of those reveals actually end up being, with how in depth and how much terminology and how much, there's some overhead there and a buffer you sort of have to build between the player of like, don't worry, we're gonna walk you through this. Just take your time. It's gonna be a lot. It was a lot, but I think they did a good job. So we're saved up here. I agree, the menu art is awesome. All of the art in the game has been awesome. I've actually really enjoyed the art style and all of the character designs and all of the enemy designs. Like, this game basically didn't reuse like any Tales enemy assets. I don't think. Maybe some from Berseria that I'm forgetting, but like, the monster designs in this game feel very unique, and this is a legitimately, I have a lot of thoughts about this game, but this is very a strong contender for top 3, maybe the best Tales game that we've ever gotten. It's really fucking good. It's really, really impressively good, beautiful and interesting and vibrant, and I have enjoyed the shit out of this game. So anyway, that's all for now. Sunday stream is going to be, I think, a bit intense. I think Sunday's stream of this game is going to be a lot. So prepare yourselves for that. Between now and then, I've got tomorrow night as Final Fantasy 16 and Saturday as Final Fantasy 16. I will, however, probably go live early on Saturday because the Final Fantasy 14 Fan Fest is happening. Let me pull up the schedule really quick. I think if I remember correctly, the letter from the producer live on Saturday is the first thing. It is. They're starting with the keynote tomorrow at the beginning, which I will not be live for, but if people want to talk about it while we play Final Fantasy 16, that would be fine. And then there is the live letter early in the morning on Saturday, my time. It says 10 a.m. Pacific, so I guess that's not early in the morning. It's noon. It's noon. I'm planning on basically going live, watching the live letter and reacting to it live on stream, and then when the live letter's done, I will be playing Final Fantasy 16 for the rest of the day. It actually shouldn't impact the normal playtime of Final Fantasy 16. We should get a full stream in. The live letter is only an hour and a half, so if it runs from about noon until about 1:30 my time, then we'll be ready to rock Final Fantasy 16 for normal stream time. So I'm just going to go live. If you're interested in the news that's coming out from the Fan Fest for Final Fantasy 14, you can feel free to come by and hang out a little early. If not, Final Fantasy 16 at basically the normal time on Saturday. So a little bit longer of a stream, but not more fun. But some what do they call that? There's a term for it. I call it a watch along. Whatever. Some watch along before Final Fantasy 16 on Saturday. So that's the plan. Normal stream tomorrow, longer stream with the live letter on Saturday, and then regular Final Fantasy 16, and then this is back on Sunday. And boy, we'll get to the end of this little chunk and maybe get a dungeon that leads to a final boss, and that'll be wild. So thanks for hanging out, watching, everybody. I hope that you enjoyed the stream. As always, have a good rest of your day or night, or whatever time it might be for you, and I will see you guys later.